In this tutorial I'm going to show you how you can layer different background materials on top of each other. Now the first thing to talk about is how backgrounds work. When we drag a background on, this automatically goes onto the backgrounds layer, and if you click on the layers tab on the right hand side you can see that here, and each time I drag a background on, that replaces whatever was on the background layer with the new background. Now the potential problem with this is that you might want to layer two different background materials on top of each other to create a more complex background. So the way I would go about doing that is firstly create a new layer, and to create a new layer you click on the add layer button here, the little plus symbol, and as you can see that's now added another layer called layer 2. You can reorder layers very easily, and I'm actually going to drag this layer 2 in between my background and layer 1. And also if you click on this name you can actually rename it. So I'm going to call this background 2. Now I want to use this material that's currently covering the background as a material. So the way I want to do that is firstly to select the background layer, and now I can actually select this material, and what I'm going to do is cut that using the button at the top, go back to my background 2 and then paste it. So now this material is now sat on my background 2 layer, and the great thing about this is that now when I drag other backgrounds onto my page, for example this blue one, you can see it doesn't replace what's on my background 2 layer, and you can see from this preview here that that new background is actually sat on my background layer. So now if I wanted to cut this material to make a secondary part of my background, I can select it, choose the scissor tool, I'm going to hold on shift to make a straight line cut down here, and then throw that bit away. I might want to just add a shadow on here, and now I've effectively got a composite background. Now when you want to start adding embellishments and what have you to your page, you should then go back and select layer 1, and then you can drag embellishments on as normal without ever selecting any of those background elements. You'll also notice using this method, going back to the backgrounds tab, if I were to drag on new backgrounds, all of that still works, but it only replaces the very bottom layer here. It leaves this piece of additional material I've added on top.